Kentucky. Sports Channel America presents the National Federation High School Game of the Week, featuring the Trinity Shamrocks against the St. Xavier Tigers. Tonight's game is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade for that deep down body thirst. And here come the Shamrocks of Trinity High School, 4-0, ranked #1 in the state of Kentucky. The defending champions. They have won 32 consecutive football games. And the Tigers of St. Xavier, ranked #2 in the state. They are 4-0. They want to snap the winning streak of the Shamrocks tonight on Sports Channel America. Good evening and welcome to the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America. I'm Bob Hoffman. Glad you can join us for another week of action. You know, we started things off last week in Valdosta, Georgia. The week before that, we were on our way in Charleston, West Virginia, as we continue our tour here on our high school beat. This week, we stop in Louisville, Kentucky. Some 30,000 fans are on hand for this one. It should be a dandy. And once again, I'm joined by former Miami Dolphin defensive back, 10 years with the Dolphins. He played in 2 Super Bowls, Glenn Blackwood. Glenn, in college football, they talk about the game. Yale and Harvard. In Kentucky, this is the high school game of the year.
Well, like you said, Bob, there'll be 30,000 fans in this stadium tonight. This is a classic matchup, St. Xavier versus Trinity. And you're going to see St. Xavier's offense is a multiple offense. They run a lot of varied sets. But the guy you're going to be watching tonight, and these 30,000 people came to watch tonight, is Chad O'Shea. He's 6'1", 195. He's one of the premier passers in the state of Kentucky. He's a leader on their team, and he can fire that football. But when he's throwing that football, he's going to be throwing into the teeth of the Trinity secondary, and they got an impact player of their own. Number 12, Devian Logan. He's the free safety, and he is a big hitter, an intimidating factor, and he could be a factor in whether the St. X receivers hold on to that football tonight or not.
Well, Trinity has some offensive weapons of their own in the quarterback and wide receiver position.
They do. You know, there's so much been made of Chad O'Shea and how great a quarterback he is, that it's kind of been overshadowed. Craig DeCincy, you saw in the opening, he ran for 55 yards to win the game last year for Trinity. He can run as well as throw the football, and he throws to Leon. All right, sit back and enjoy this.
For these games, we now pause for a regional break. You're watching the National Federation High.
Follow America's top amateur athletes as they set their sights on Olympic gold. The U.S. Olympic Showcase, only on the Sports Channel America Network.
Attention fishermen, ask any angler about the really big catch, and he's liable to stretch things up unless he's talking about the big catch from saltwater sportsmen. Well, speaking, he's on the weird and trophies like these. With 12 issues going for over $35 at the newsstand, but yours now for under $19, you'll save $15.45. And don't forget the big gift, this handy power winch fillet knife. So go ahead, loosen your drag, and call toll-free now to haul in the big one from Saltwater Sportsman.
7,000. 12 issues are $18.90. % off the single copy price. Call toll-free now, 1-800-762-7000.
The next time you're sitting around with some friends, try this. Raise your glass and say, to freedom.
Try it. You may feel slightly self-conscious, but after all, no harm can come, can it?
2 students in Portugal were sentenced to 7 years in prison for doing just that. Toasted to freedom.
That incident on May 28, 1961, sparked the creation of Amnesty International.
Since then, he has intervened on behalf of tens of thousands of prisoners and conscience.
But today, in over 50 countries, you can still be put in prison just for saying what you believe.
In over 60 countries, torture is still systematically used. And in over 100 countries, you can still be put to death, even for political offenses not involving violence. How effective are these? A former official from El Salvador testified.
There's an appeal from some foreign government for Amnesty International, then they will live. Otherwise, they are dead.
Join us to freedom.
Here is a look at the weather in Louisville, Kentucky for tonight's game. 80 degrees at game time. Winds out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. Bob Papa along with Len Blackwood for the National Federation High School Game of the Week. St. Xavier leads this series 22 wins to 19, 2 ties. They began playing this series back in 1956. And we are ready for action. Greg Marks will kick off for St. Xavier. Standing back deep for Trinity. And cutting in front of Leon Smith. Look out. He's breaking downfield. He is gone. That is Devian Logan.
Bob, Dennis Lampley talked earlier in the game. He said emotion plays a big factor in this game. That is a big game breaker right there to start off the game. A big emotional play.
Devian Logan cut in front of the outstanding kickoff returner. Leon Smith, 92 yards to go. And what a shocker. Ricky Beckman to kick the extra point. And these 30,000 fans not even in their seats yet. And Beckman makes the extra point. It took a total of 13 seconds, but Trinity leads St. Xavier by a 7-0 score on the 92-yard kickoff return by Devian Logan.
Get a look at that kickoff return. Good blocking, Devian Logan. We talked about him being a big player on defense. We didn't talk about him returning kicks. He cuts it up inside, sets up his blocks well, and you can just see there is a huge hole for Devian Logan. He's got one man to beat, the kicker, and he puts a move on him, and it's all the way into the end zone for Devian Logan. You know, I can't stress enough how Dennis Lampley had really talked about the emotion in this game playing a big factor, and the guys who got the big play would be the one that could prevail in this game. And this big play by Devian Logan here, this run back, that's exactly what Dennis Lampley wanted.
92 yards. Devian Logan. We weren't even sure if he was going to return kicks. They said watch out for Leon Smith and Steve Sweet, but Devian Logan does a fine job of his own. So 13 seconds into this one, and Trinity leads it by a score of 7-0. Trinity has won the last 3 meetings between these two teams. In their long series, no team has ever won 4 in a row. And Beckman with the kickoff. And a return across the 30-yard line by David Schweitzer. And that's where St. Xavier takes over 1st and 10. Let's take a look at the offensive unit for the Xavier Tigers. Chad O'Shea, their outstanding quarterback. Daly and Hubbs in the backfield. Hubbs has had some ankle problems. Gunnar Graven and Sean McDonald, they can both flat out fly. Rusty Jarbo in the middle calls out those offensive line signals. 4.0 grade point average. 1st and 10. Handoff for Daly, and he lunges forward for 2, and that's about it. Carl Snyder on the tackle. Number 36. Here's the defensive line front for Trinity. And they go in a lot out front. Val Johnson, an outstanding athlete at defensive end. Nether, Minter, Harden, Conliffe, Cruz, and Johnson. Conliffe, the defensive captain. Snyder, Babby, Freibert, Harlemert, and Logan in the backfield. Logan can hit you. 2nd down and 8. O'Shea to throw. Going deep, overthrows his man. Intended for Graven. And incomplete. Freibert was the closest man to the football. There's a look at Chad O'Shea. 6'1", 195-pound senior. Started as a sophomore.
We got to look at Chad O'Shea's arm there. That ball covered 55 yards in the air, even though there wasn't a guy nearby. But he does have a rocket arm, and they will be throwing the ball tonight.
Paul Gorder, number 84, brings on the play. And on this 3rd and 8, St. Xavier will work from the shotgun. Let's see what they'll do is they wait for the ball to be along. They trail it by a score of 7-0. They are ranked number 2 in the state. Trinity in the white, ranked number 1. 32 consecutive wins for Trinity High School. O'Shea with receivers split out wide and left. He'll roll out. Heavy pursuit. Gets it away. Has a man. And it's incomplete. Sean McDonald was there, but couldn't come up with a low throw. McDonald, the senior flanker. And St. Xavier will have to punt the football away. Steve Burmester will boot it. Number 34, he is a junior. And back deep, Leon Smith, number 48, and Devian Logan, who returned the opening kickoff 92 yards for a touchdown. Burmester gets it off. This is Smith. He's explosive. Gets to the corner, to the 40. And down he goes at the 41-yard line, and that's where Trinity takes over 1st and 10. They lead it by a score of 7-0. We now pause for a regional break. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
All right, here we go, here we go.
Fluids. Minerals. Energy. In the heat of the game, nothing puts it back like Gatorade.
The competition is fierce and the action non-stop. Take a seat at center ice and check out the world's best hockey players on the network home of the National Hockey League. Catch an opening night doubleheader only on the Sports Channel America Network Thursday.
The NHL returns to the Sports Channel America Network October 4th.
Devian Logan's 92-yard kickoff return to start the game as the Trinity Shamrocks up by a score of 7-0. And they have the football now, 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Craig DeCenzi, number 13, is the quarterback. Leon Smith, the man in motion there. DeCenzi turns the corner and gets a couple of yards. Flag on the play. Good pursuit that time by Andy Height, number 61 of St. Xavier.
Well, you'll see a lot of that tonight. Craig DeCenzi, they want to keep him in the game, running and throwing the football. They want the ball in his hand. You see a holding call against Trinity. Should move them back 10 yards.
Craig DeCenzi, number 13, a 6'1", 189-pound senior for Trinity High School. 4.0 grade point average. And they mark off the yardage for holding.
Holding defense. First down.
Now you got to look at Dennis Lampley, the head coach of Trinity. 1st and 20. Micatroto split out on the left side. Sweet is the man in motion in the backfield. And they give it to Smith, and he gets nothing. Andy Height, number 61, there to make the tackle. Let's take a look at the Trinity offensive setup, and there's the backfield. Jamie Roberts, Ricky Beckman, Jeff Adamson, Leon Smith. Smith has some ankle problems. Patton, Schoen, Botner, Filden, Dean, and Blocker up front. Dean, an outstanding student. Craig DeCenzi, senior class president, the quarterback for Trinity High School. Like a career in sports medicine someday. 2nd and 21. DeCenzi to throw. Gets a good block by Beckman. Receivers covered. Strong arms it and gets it over the middle and complete to Nick Pfeiffer. And there's 4 flags on the field. There's the St. Xavier defense. Brian Daniel, Andy Height, very strong in front. Probus, Rinkenberg, Hinkenbein is also an outstanding player along with Ryan Mormon. And there are the defensive backs, Greg Bark, Peckinpah, Schweitzer, Schellenberger, outstanding along with Tim Smith, the 2 linebackers. And Trinity once again with another penalty. We're talking things over with Greg Marks, one of the defensive captains for St. Xavier. 9 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I believe Craig DeCincy was past the line of scrimmage when he threw that football, which warranted the illegal forward pass penalty. That moves Trinity back even further. It's got to give a little boost to forward pass. Third. It's got to give a boost to St. X because of the shock that they received on the initial kickoff.
Well, Trinity has to go 25 yards for a first down, make it 24, second and 24. Craig. And now loss of down, third and 24. DeCincy on the draw, gives to Sweet. They fool nobody. Brian Donlin, number 60. They had to wrap him up and bring him down. Dennis Lampley, the head coach of Trinity, not pleased with that offensive set.
Well, at third and 25, really, all he was doing was trying to get a couple of yards, not give up the interception, let his punter get back there and try and get off a good punt. Didn't want to get in trouble. It was a good call.
Miguel Montano and Sean McDonald back deep. Ricky Peckman, 39 yards of punt and a high, gorgeous kick. And McDonald calls for the fair catch at about his own 40-yard line. So St. Xavier trails Trinity by a score of 7-0. And St. Xavier will get their second crack at it here in quarter number one. A 92-yard kickoff return by Devian Logan to start the game off has Trinity in front.
Coach Mike Glazer wants his team to just settle down and start moving the football. He knows they can move the football. Don't worry about the score.
O'Shea off the option. That's Daly still on his feet. And near a first down, he'll be short, but a nice run by Carl Daly. And they talked about his quick feet, and we saw it there.
Coach Mike Glazer talked about Carl Daly yesterday. He said he's got quick feet, and he says he has the ability to make people miss. And here you'll see, as the defender comes up, Daly gives him the hip, takes it away, makes him miss, and makes a nice gain. That's exactly what Glazer said he did well, and he showed us there that Coach Glazer was right on target with his assessment of Carl Daly.
2nd and 2. O'Shea gives for Daly. He's got the first down and more and tripped up. And what could have been a big gain, Todd O'Neill on the trip up, but Carl Daly, the junior tailback, with a couple of fine runs. Daly, an outstanding student, 3.2 grade point average, also runs track. And now we have an official timeout.
You know, Coach Mike Glazer said that they want to throw the football. Trinity knows they want to throw the football too, so there may be an opportunity here, and you're seeing it on these last two plays for St. X to run the football some.
Going to look at number 22, Carl Daly, just a junior. And right now, Brian Rader, number 30, heading off the field for Trinity. Carl Snyder, number 36, comes on. 1st and 10 for St. Xavier. They trail 7-0. Brent Foreman splits out wide on the left side. 2 receivers on the right. Ball at the 42-yard line of Trinity. Chad O'Shea, the Tiger quarterback for St. Xavier. Play action. Looking. He's got a man. Right side. Oh! In and out of the hands of Miguel Montano.
Well, sorry about the Bob, but I'll tell you what. I don't think there's anything more exciting than a fly pattern in the NFL when the quarterback, or in football, when the quarterback puts it on the money. And this ball is on the money. I mean, great throw by O'Shea, and just a little lack of concentration by Montano there. I know he wished he had an opportunity to catch that ball again, and he'll get another one later on in the evening. But great pass that time by O'Shea.
2nd and 10. Give for Daly. This time they're waiting for him. Todd O'Neill is there to wrestle him down. Number 23. And Carl Rader, number 36 as well. That sets up a 3rd and 10 from the 42-yard line of Trinity. Trinity in the white, St. Xavier in the green. Trinity leads it by a score of 3-0 as Chad O'Shea runs the St. Xavier offense. Outstanding team leader. Also on the baseball team as well as O'Shea. And he's got a gun, and now flags fly. It's like a delay of game for St. Xavier.
The right offensive tackle moved also, and before the ball was snapped. 5-yard penalty.
So O'Shea will have his work cut out for him here. Makes it a 3rd and 15.
Ball. Procedure, green. First down.
One of the things Trinity defense cannot do in this situation is relax. When you've got a quarterback who can throw the football as well as Chad O'Shea, he's just as dangerous on 3rd and 15 as he is anytime, and they don't have an opportunity to ever relax from him.
Ball on the 47. O'Shea has a man too high, intended for McDonald. And Logan and company there on the coverage along with Paul Schneider.
Tell you what, Devian Logan was looking to put a big hit on the wide receiver, and all of a sudden looked up and there was the ball.
Steve Burmester into punt, number 34 for St. Xavier. Devian Logan goes back deep, number 12, along with Leon Smith, number 48. Both can break it. Burmester, short kick. Bad bounce for Trinity. And it's down at the 40-yard line. Trinity with good field position. They lead it by a score of 7-0. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
There's a line that every player must cross. And whether that line is drawn in chalk or paint, on a patch of dirt, or under a man-made sky, when you cross the line, you give it everything you've got. And when you return, Gatorade puts it back. Fluids, minerals, energy. Gatorade, for that deep down body thirst.
Vegas action. Hal America and OMLC will bring it right to you with this special television offer. Vegas Dream, the adult game for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Hey, adults, I'm one of those. What is it?
Roulette.
Oh, great fun. I remember one time before I met you.
Mr. Big Time.
Keno.
That too. I once won my ticket home with that.
The slots.
Yes.
I love those things.
And blackjack.
Great games.
4 games, up to 4 players.
Finally, a video game for the rest of us.
Order Vegas Dream now for only $59.95 and get a half-price coupon for Hal America's Game Boy games, Shanghai or Revenge of the Gator.
Hey.
Oh, the number. Remember the first half.
468.
5354.
468.
5354.
Got it. Hey. Great ad.
Call now.
Welcome back to the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America, the Minnesota State High School League study. And students who do not participate, their absentee rate, 8.76 days a year. And student athletes and fine arts students, the participation in co-curricular activities enhance the overall education for students. The Shamrock fans here in Louisville, Kentucky, they are the supporters of Trinity High School. Their team leads St. Xavier by a score of 7-0. Trinity ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky. St. Xavier ranked number 2. Trinity has won 32 straight games. They have a 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Craig DeCenzi, the quarterback, wing formation. That's Steve Sweet, the man in motion. Handoff this time for the fullback. And a flag on the play, and it looked like the fullback moved a little early, Ricky Beckman.
Yeah, he puckered. We call that puckered when you just kind of want to get going just a count early. The fullback took a little false step. That'll move it back 5 yards.
Jamie Roberts has come into the game, number 40 for Trinity High School. He has been bothered by an ankle problem. He is an outstanding tailback. A senior. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 from just outside the 35-yard line of Trinity High School. 6:44 to go in quarter number 1 as they break huddle. Smith out wide on the right side. Twin back formation. This is Roberts. Sheds one tackler, but that is it. Good pursuit that time by the St. Xavier defense. Tim Smith on the tackle.
Tim Smith is the leader on that defense for St. Xavier. Number 44, Tim Smith, 6'1", 218 pounds. Coach really likes the way he flows to the ball. Creates a lot of problems for the defense in there. Has always got a nose for the ball. Is always around the ball. You saw there why Coach is so high on him.
Second and long. Roberts again leaps forward. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and this will set up a third and about 10.
Coach Dennis Lampley, his whole philosophy going into this game is he wants to control the football, and he wants to do that with the run and the short passing game because he wants to keep Chad O'Shea off the field.
Tim Smith says Dick Butkus is one of his favorite football players. Was. Third and long for Trinity. Quarterback Craig DeCenzi looks over the defense. Third and 10. He's in trouble. Quick beat though. And he's got Smith, and it is complete.
Boy, big play there. I mean, you're talking about presence of mind. Leon Smith was right at the first down marker. You'll get a look at it at the end zone. Craig DeCenzi, he's in a lot of trouble. He can't find the guy he wants to go to. Scrambling around. Good presence of mind, but I want you to look at Leon Smith. He knows where that first down is. Keeps his feet in bounds. Excellent job by Leon Smith. You know, he's really considered a game breaker, a deep threat, but there he showed he can catch the ball in a possession situation.
Trinity in the white with a 7-0 lead with 5:23 to go in quarter number 1. They have the ball on the 49-yard line of St. Xavier. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. Craig DeCenzi, the quarterback. Gives it off for Roberts, and he bursts through for good yardage on the play. Dragged down by Tim Smith, but Roberts with a strong run.
One of the things Dennis Lampley was worried about was Jamie Roberts' ankle. Said it was bothering him. He couldn't cut too well. But I tell you what, when you get a hole that big, Bob, it doesn't matter what. All you got to do is just run straight ahead. You don't have to worry about cutting. Nice gain. Good job by the left side of that offensive line for Trinity. Mike Patton and Steve Freeman did a nice job opening that hole up.
Second and 3. And DeCenzi pitches it off for Beckman. He gets the first down. Good execution that time. They faked it to Roberts inside. Beckman took it and picked up big yardage.
Well, they came back with the exact same play, but this time DeCenzi reads it. He sees they're cramping down on Roberts. He keeps the ball, and at the last minute pitches out to Beckman. Excellent job by Craig DeCenzi. I'll tell you what, that's a great presence of mind Dennis Lampley talked about Craig DeCenzi. He said he's a leader, and he can run and pick apart a defense, and they are real pleased with his play this year.
Trinity with a 1st and 10 from just outside the 28-yard line of St. Xavier. Adamson out on the right side. Handoff for Sweet, and if he gets one, he's lucky, and he was manhandled. Steve Sweet on the carry. Tim Smith, number 44, with the tackle. Get a look at some of the fans here in Louisville, Kentucky, checking out the action. Over 30,000 fans expected for this one. They're still coming in. This is the biggest high school football game in Louisville and Kentucky. Trinity High School in the white, ranked number 1. St. Xavier ranked number 2. On a second down, Roberts breaking inside. Gets a couple, and that's it. Ball at the 23-yard line of St. Xavier.
We've seen a lot of offensive formations by Trinity. Coach Lampley and his offensive coordinator, Chuck Servino, want to keep the St. Xavier defense confused, and they're doing a pretty good job right now.
3rd and 5. DeCenzi on a long count. Here's for Roberts, turning ahead. And he's close to a first down, but he appears a little bit short. And he is short. He is short by about half yard to a yard.
Looks like they're going to go for it, Bob. You can sense the importance of this game to these two teams. It's 4th and 1, and early in the game, they're going to go for it.
Less than 1. Smith out wide on the left side. Roberts gets the first down to the 10. Touchdown, Jamie Roberts.
Tell you what, if Coach Lampley was worried about his cutting ability, he doesn't have to worry about it now. Jamie Roberts made a heck of a cut, bounced to the outside, and rambled in for the score, 19 yards.
13-0 Trinity in front. Ricky Beckman to kick the extra point. And he shanks it wide left. So with 2:49 to go in the first quarter, Trinity leads St. Xavier by a score of 13-0. Here's Jamie Roberts.
Well, let's get a look at Jamie Roberts, and also a good job by the left side of that offensive line. Huge hole, and Roberts just does the rest. Puts a nice move in the secondary, cuts out to the outside, and uses his 4.6 speed to get him into the end zone. Another shot of it. This is a read option. The quarterback, DeCincy, read number 47 there on the end of the line, Ryan Moorman. He was seeing if he was going to cramp down on the running back. If he did, he would have kept it. Since he stayed outside, he let Jamie Roberts carry the football, and that resulted in a 19-yard touchdown.
You know, it kind of reminds me in the Super Bowl game you played against Washington with the Redskins on a short yard situation. John Riggins hit the line like that, and the mindset is to bunch it up, and he was able to break it outside and go.
That's one of the problems in a 4th and 1 is everybody's so geared to stop it for no gain that if you can ever burst through that secondary and get into it, there's usually not very many people left there to stop you.
Sorry to bring that up. Beckman with the kickoff. Taken by McDonald. Good pursuit. And he runs into a wall and does a lot just to get near the 20-yard line. He's a little bit short of the 20-yard line. Good pursuit that time by Sean Freeberg.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good tonight, Bob, till you brought that thing up about
Sorry. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go as we take a look at the Trinity scoring drive. 7 plays, 74 yards. Exactly 4 minutes, and it's capped by Jamie Roberts' 19-yard touchdown run. The extra point was missed. 13-0 Trinity. St. Xavier with the football. And a handoff for Daly gets nothing.
Tell you what, the idea there, Bob, is to, on that particular play, is to get your linebackers dropping. Carl Snyder did not go for the fake at all, and he shot right into the hole and made a nice tackle. Good job by number 36, Carl Snyder.
Get a look at the coaching staff of St. Xavier. Michael Glacier in his 9th year, 80 wins, 24 losses, 1986 state champions. O'Shea flips it out on the left side. That's McDonald. And he gets about 4, maybe 5. It'll set up a 3rd and long. John McDonald, a senior, 3.8 grade point average. Plays basketball as well for St. Xavier. Heads back to the huddle.
That was a good call. You know, it kind of get the St. Xavier offense settled down, a little conservative, short, quick screen pass out to McDonald. Pick up a few yards, get them settled down so they can start moving the football down the field.
Chad O'Shea looks over the Trinity defense for St. Xavier on this 3rd and 5. He's under a lot of pressure. Gets some room, lofts it up, and it's complete to number 84, Paul Gorder. And it's good enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, Dennis Lampley talked yesterday about how when Chad O'Shea rolled out a bootleg, he wanted to get him contained. But O'Shea gets out this time, and he does a great job of finding Gorder, and Gorder makes a great catch. He's covered well by Devian Logan. And, reaches out, catches the ball in his hands, doesn't wait for him to get to his body. That's the way to do it.
1st and 10 for St. Xavier. O'Shea keeps it on the option and gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. O'Shea will tuck it away and run with the football. Al Johnson on the tackle. O'Shea has not gotten untracked at this point.
They just need to settle down, keep doing some nice little conservative plays, get the ball moving down the field, and let's get into the flow of the game.
Dennis Lampley says his players are leaders both on and off the field on this 2nd and 10. Nearly intercepted and then nearly completed.
Doug
headed for Montana.
Doug Nethery almost had an interception there. You know, Trinity is well prepared for this football game. Dennis Lampley said they go back even 10 years of plays, of games, to be able to make sure they've covered every possible play that St. X might come up with. And you can see their defense is well coached, and they're on the mark tonight.
11 seconds to go in this first quarter. Trinity in the white lead St. Xavier 13-0. O'Shea gets it out there and nearly intercepted. Nearly picked off by Lee Harlemer as O'Shea tried to strong arm it to the right side. And the senior nearly picked it off.
And great pressure by the Trinity defense. Their defensive ends are making tremendous pressure. The ball's a little underthrown. And there you see the almost interception. They're really wrecking havoc in that backfield, getting good pressure on O'Shea.
Number 48, Leon Smith. Number 12, Devian Logan, back deep to accept his punt from Steve Burmester. Burmester, a short kick and a fair catch call for near midfield by the up man. And the up man made the catch, Sean Freebert. We now pause for a regional break. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
A Notre Dame insider is someone who watches the Lou Holtz Show. Lou prepares you and the team for every gridiron event and recaps last week's matchup. The Lou Holtz Show, Monday, exclusively on the Sports Channel America Network.
Last month, Tom Barrett found a television channel. It showed him new ways to save for retirement, helped his son decide on a college, and gave him advice on how to start a business. With this information, he was able to make the right decision, which is why on this day, he doesn't have to make any.
Do you need a car? Listen, each year government agencies auction, sell, and liquidate thousands of cars and trucks, and the bidding starts as low as $30. Government vehicles, luxury cars taken from drug dealers, criminals, and thousands more seized, repossessed, sold through bankruptcy proceedings. Now find out how you can grab the car you want at government liquidation and bankruptcy prices. Bid as low as $30 for Porsches, Mercedes, Ferraris, Corvettes, family cars, and trucks. Find out how to get the car you want now. Call 1-900-HOT-AUTO. That's 1-900-468-2886. Just $2 a minute.
Metropolitan Mortgage Company makes you this promise. When only money can solve your problem, Metropolitan will help you. If you need $2,000 or $200,000 and have sufficient equity in your home, you will not be turned down because of your credit, income, age, or that you've been turned down elsewhere. You need it fast, we act fast. Metropolitan, the problem solvers.
Metropolitan Mortgage is standing by right now for your call. From anywhere in Florida, dial 1-800-EASY-YES.
Fiery rage of a kickboxer, the unstoppable force of leather-fisted warriors, and the unbridled fury of pro wrestling. Non-stop action on Feet, Fists, and Fury. See it Monday night, only on Sports Channel America.
We have a 50-yard line seat for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, ranked #1 in the country. Tomorrow they take on the Purdue Boilermakers, and you can see it right here on Sports Channel America. Tomorrow at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, live on Sports Channel America, the Fighting Irish against Purdue. Check your local listing. Right now, we return you to Louisville, Kentucky. Bob Papa along with Glenn Blackwood as we start quarter number 2 of this National Federation High School Game of the Week. Trinity High School in the white. Their quarterback, Craig DeCensi, with the football, and the option keeps it and gets 6 strong yards. His team leads it 13-0. St. Xavier trying to slow down this Trinity squad.
The Trinity offense has had a great success tonight so far running the football, and largely due to Craig DeCensi and the offensive line blocking well. DeCensi, you can see, he also does well off the field. Very involved in his school as senior class president.
Spanish club, science club, retreat leader. Second down, handoff on the left side. And that's Beckman for a couple. Get a look at Devian Logan, number 12. He returned the opening kickoff 92 yards to give the Shamrocks of Trinity a 7-0 lead.
It's a big game for them. A big game for both these teams.
This series began in 1956. Trinity has won the last 3 in a row. No team in this series has ever won 4 in a row.
I think Dennis Lampley pointed that out to us yesterday. He said the odds are really against us because no team has ever done that, but our kids are going to get out there and fight 4 quarters. They've come out firing.
1st and 10 for Trinity from the 40-yard line of St. Xavier. Vicenzi keeps it and picks up 2, maybe 3 yards on the play.
Interesting call there. It looked almost like a broken play, but it wasn't. It was a call by the Trinity offense trying to take advantage of the aggressiveness of St. Xavier defense. Vicenzi faking to the running back and cutting back to his left, hoping to get them over pursuing. He's got 4.6 speed, Vicenzi does, so they really like to have him have the football.
2nd and long. Vicenzi keeps it on the option. Fumbles the football. And it's recovered by St. Xavier. Picked up by number 92, Josh Graven. And that could be the big play for the Tigers.
See if we can get a look at it. Vicenzi reads that they're cramping down on the running back. He tries to keep the ball, and there it comes popping out. Right there.
And it looked like number 92, Josh Graven, also caused the fumble.
Josh Graven caused and recovered the fumble. This is one of those plays that can turn the emotion, give St. Xavier the opportunity to throw the football and get a big play here.
And up on the inside for Daly, and he picks up about 4 for St. Xavier.
As Lampley said, it's a game of emotion in this particular matchup, and getting a turnover like that is exactly what the Tigers needed to try to get an opportunity to get things going their way, get a positive attitude, move the ball down the field.
2nd and 6 for the Tigers. 2 receivers out on the left side for Shea. They'll go with the running game, and they get some good yardage here. That caught across midfield for a 1st down. Jerry Hubbs, the junior fullback.
Jerry Hubbs has averaged almost 5 yards a carry. It's a blitz this time by Trinity, but Hubbs does a nice job of avoiding the blitzing linebacker. Pops through the hole and gains a 1st down there. That was a good job of Hubbs, though, with a present line as soon as he got the ball to avoid that blitzing linebacker.
1st and 10. McDonald split out wide on the right side. Twin back formation. Pitch goes for Daly. He's got some room. The good pursuit dragged down. Carl Schneider, number 36, picked up Daly after what looked like a big gain was coming.
He had Daly out one-on-one. It looked like he was going to have a nice game, but just defense of Trinity is relentless.
Cam Minka was also there. It looked like Snyder was able to trip up Daly from behind him. Minka fell on top of him.
Minka hobbled off to the sideline. That would be a big blow for him because he's one of their big defensive ends. They feel real good about it. They feel like that's one of the strengths of their defense.
2nd and 10. Trinity's 32-game winning streak. The Tiger fans of St. Xavier think they can break it. O'Shea deflected, and McDonald really had it. And then Cleveland nearly picked it off. It was batted at the line of scrimmage. And you see the strength of O'Shea's arm, that even after it got deflected,
he's got a great arm. He had a man open, McDonald. But somebody gets a paw up in the air. You see the defense, and right there, couldn't see who the number was. And there it is, number 30.
Brian
Rader does a nice job of flowing through, getting his hand up in there, tipping it, and it almost turned into an interception.
Big 3rd and 10. O'Shea for Daly. Lunges forward. He's short of the 1st down as he's picked up near the 43-yard line. Look at the cheerleading squad of St. Xavier. They've won some awards along the way in state competition. Well, Daly, who says Lee Iacocca is his role model. They couldn't get enough for the 1st down. They will go for it here. 4th and 6. From the 43-yard line of Trinity, here's O'Shea. Has a man, McDonald, first down.
An excellent job that time by Sean McDonald catching the ball, but they caught the Trinity defense in their punt return team. Leon Smith, who's a wide receiver, was playing defensive back. You'll see him make the hit on McDonald, just a simple curl pattern. I think the Trinity defense or coaching staff was expecting a punt. They had their punt return on the team, and you get a look at Chad O'Shea fire the ball on a curl pattern. McDonald comes down with it, and that's a big first down.
St. Xavier on a drive, and Hubbs gets nothing. Trinity leads it by a score of 13-0. Brian Rader, number 30, on the tackle.
Coach Dennis Lampley had talked about the fact he wanted to get his defensive ends upfield and contain the bootleg. Coach Mike Glazer said the thing we got to do to win this football game and move the ball offensively is control their defensive ends. Right now, the Trinity defensive ends are winning that battle. We'll see how it goes the rest of the game.
That's the time left in the first half. 2nd and 12. Here's the screen left. This is Daly. Nice open field tackle by Carl Snyder.
I can't stress to you how big a tackle that was by Carl Snyder, because there was 4 blockers out in front of Carl Daly. It's a little screen pass. You can see the lineman flowing downfield, but watch Carl Snyder just sneak right in past the lineman and put a big tackle on Carl Daly. That could have been a big gain or possibly a touchdown, held it to a 1-yard gain.
Well, Carl Snyder's role model is Carl Banks of the New York Giants. A couple of quality Carls there. 3rd and 9. O'Shea has time. As Gorder, first down. At the 20-yard line. Paul Gorder, the junior tight end, snares the pass from O'Shea.
Chad O'Shea takes a tremendous drop. I mean, he gets deep back in that pocket. And he can do that because he's got a great arm. Watch him fire this ball to Gorder right on the money. Really seems to have a good presence of mind back there, a good feel for the pocket, good vision, can see all his receivers, and he found Gorder for the first down.
1st and 10 for St. Xavier from the 19-yard line of Trinity. Trinity leads at 13-0 here in quarter 2. O'Shea on a long count. Hubbs gets nothing. I'll tell you what, Trinity's defense has been keyed on Jerry Hubbs to this point.
They are really putting some heat up there. They seem to be blitzing a whole lot, and whenever you blitz, you're going to stop the run. That time Kenny Mudd came in there, number 63, and put a nice stop on Jerry Hubbs. As you see Coach Mike Glazer in the center of your screen.
Come here, Sean. Come here, Sean. What's the for?
2nd and 10. O'Shea has a man. It's Montano, but it's out of bounds. Miguel Montano, a sophomore, the 4th Montano to go through St. Xavier High School.
You get a look, and Chad O'Shea just a little bit late in getting this ball off. Montano broke open. The ball, O'Shea does a good job of putting it in the only place that his receiver would be the only guy who could catch it, so he avoided the interception. But Montano couldn't make the adjustment trip, and that'll put him in a 3rd and 10 situation.
O'Shea 5 of 13 for 37 yards. Raven out on the right side, 3rd and 10. O'Shea has room, throws it over the middle, but bounces it in front of McDonald. He had him near the first down marker, and that sets up a 4th and 10.
We'll bring on the field goal team.
Well, Greg Marks, number 15, is their field goal kicker. They will spot the ball at the 26-yard line. This will be a 36-yard attempt. Marks, a member of the National Honor Society, a 4.0 grade point average, 4.5 on the weighted scale. He has 4 field goals this year. Trying to get St. Xavier on the board. And it's off to the left. 5:19 to go. In the first half, Trinity still on front. 13-0 on Sports Channel America.
And the Shamrocks take... national studies show that students who participate in high school activities, like music, sports, and drama, not only have better grades and attendance, they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over.
For the next 3 weeks, the Fighting Irish have one permanent address, and it's Sports Channel America. September 29th, Blue Hopes and Notre Dame compete head-to-head with an upset-minded Boilermaker squad. On October 6th, the Stanford Cardinal invade South Bend. And on the 13th, it's an aerial assault Air Force style. 3 weeks of Notre Dame football. And there's only one place where you can see it, live and exclusive. Notre Dame battles Purdue, 1 Eastern, only on Sports Channel America, Saturday.
The 50th birthday. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of Sports Channel America and is intended for the private non-commercial use of our audience, any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event without the express written consent of Sports Channel America is prohibited. 5:19 to go in this first half. Bob Papa along with Glenn Blackwood from Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. Glad you could join us for the National Federation High School Game of the Week. Trinity High School in front 13-0. They are ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky. St. Xavier ranked number 2. Trinity with the football. The quarterback DeCenzi trying to scramble away. Still gets away and is finally sacked. The man who finally put it down was Tim Smith, but he had lots of help.
Now you'll see a little bit of the St. Xavier defense being relentless. DeCenzi runs a bootleg pass. Good coverage. This is a coverage sack. Good coverage by the secondary of St. Xavier. And DeCenzi does a great job of just fighting and stretching. But finally the Tiger defense takes its toll and gets him for a big sack.
Minus 10 yards on the play. 2nd and 20 for the Shamrocks. They lead it 13-0. Smith out on the right side. Trouble in the backfield for lost yardage.
Tim Smith, the big captain of the St. Xavier defense. Get a look at Tim Smith here. He's the leader. He's the signal caller for the defense. And he's on a blitz. Comes right through the hole, untouched.
Drags down Jamie Roberts. Didn't let him get away.
You can see that the Tiger defense is coaching staff starting to gamble.
Loss of 2. 3rd and 22. Quick kick. Beckman is their kicker. And a great kick and a great roll. Look at that baby go. And they will down it at the 20-yard line, the 19.
What a great call.
Ricky Beckman, the fullback, gets a 73-yard punt on a quick kick. St. Xavier will have a long way to go for a score. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
All right, here we go, here we go.
Fluids. Minerals. Energy. In the heat of the game, nothing puts it back like Gatorade.
Squeak and streak, streak and squeak, while you play hide and seek. But now there's Triple Edge, the world's first high-tech windshield wiper. It clears, it cleans, it wipes dry, all in a single pass. But that's not all. Triple Edge wipers won't tear, dry rot, or freeze to your windshield. They're made from DuPont Nordell, used in 50,000-mile radial tires. So strong, they're guaranteed for as long as you own your car. If they ever fail, we'll replace them free. Triple Edge gives you visibility through the heaviest downpour. It whisks away snow and ice. Even mud is no match for Triple Edge. They're only $19.95 a pair. Custom fit to install in seconds on any car, van, or truck. Triple Edge is not sold in stores, so order now.
Call toll-free 1-800-238-3100. That's 1-800-238-3100. Or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Triple Edge Wipers, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska.
Well, the spirit runs high here in Louisville, Kentucky. There's a look at Trinity High School cheerleading captain Susan Hennessy, 3.2 grade point average. Like to be a pediatrician. The role model is Dennis Dolan, the cheerleading coach. And here's the quick kick by Trinity High School.
Well, one of the luxuries of having Ricky Beckman in your backfield as a fullback is he's also a punter, and he executes the perfect quick kick. An end-over-end kick, gets the great bounce and rolls 73 yards. A play you don't see that much anymore in football, but it is an excellent strategic tool, and it turned the whole field over.
And let me tell you something. You know, he kicked that ball 42 yards in the air. Because that ball landed right about midfield.
He's got a powerful leg. There's no doubt about it. Great call, though.
St. Xavier will have to go 81 yards in 3 minutes and 48 seconds. They trail 13-0. Handoff on the inside, and not much good for Jerry Hubbs. He has had a rough evening to this point.
Jerry Hubbs. They really, Mike Glazer felt like they really needed to block the defensive ends for that Trinity defense, and so far the defensive ends have been winning the battle. They've done a good job on the pass rush. When they run the football, the linebackers have been feeling well. St. Xavier needs to really get something going here.
2nd and 8. O'Shea to throw. Behind the gun. Adams couldn't hit him.
You just see some frustration and just a little bit of having a tough time out there for Chad O'Shea. That was a quick out pattern, a pretty simple pass to throw. With a quarterback of his talent and ability, he needs to complete that pass, and he can do it. They just need to settle down, start doing the things they worked on all week.
3rd and 8 for St. Xavier. Daly cut down again by Snyder, number 36, and Carl Snyder of Trinity High School, the right inside linebacker, has to make that Coach Dennis Lampley very happy.
I want to know what you say. He likes to tackle the left-hand side. Don't jump on that. You don't understand what I call? I call 66 yards out. If you look at the in-hand.
Steve Burmester to kick the football away for St. Xavier. Good kick this time. Devian Logan takes it. He returned the opening kickoff 92 yards. He won't get one there.
Good coverage.
2:28 to go in the first half. Trinity in front. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
It's not Madison Square Garden, and the team that plays here isn't the New York Knicks. They're the Sullivan Tigers, a high school basketball team in upstate New York. And in a way, their games are even more important than the ones in the NBA. Because in them, the players learn something about each other, and ultimately, about themselves. So no matter what the final score, they come out on top for having played the game. When you support the kinds of activities in your high school that help turn kids into adults, everybody wins.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. Bob Papa along with Glenn Blackwood. Glad you can join us on our National Federation High School Game of the Week. Trinity in front, 13-0, ranked number 1 in the state. St. Xavier ranked number 2. Trinity with the football. 1st and 10. And a handoff on the right side gets 1, maybe 2, and that is it for Jamie Roberts. Roberts has a 19-yard touchdown run. That is the quarterback, Craig DeCenzi, a senior for Trinity High School. And you take a look at those numbers, Glenn.
Well, you know, that's what Coach Dennis Lampley wanted. He didn't want to throw the ball a whole lot. He wanted to run it and run it well, and he's done it so far this half.
2nd and 8. And the inside handoff once again to Roberts. And it's 1, maybe 2. Tim Smith there, along with Ryan Foreman.
I think it bears to mention the offensive line for Trinity has done a great job of not only protecting DeCincy, but also opening holes up for those running backs. Mike Padden, Steve Freeman, Chris Botner, John Philbin, Ronnie Dean. That's the offensive line for Trinity, and they've done a great job so far.
3rd and 7 for Trinity. They're 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. DeCincy to throw. Has a receiver over the middle, and it is short of a first down. Dickie Blocker hauled it in, number 85. Short by about 3 yards. And let's see what Trinity will do here. We have 1 minute to go in this first half. Looks like they're going to go for it.
I don't see their punt team on. They may just be letting the clock run out as much as they can, take the delay of game penalty, and go ahead and punt the ball.
Here comes the punting unit. Clock stopped with 47 seconds left. Why not line up and try to draw the other team offside and on the punt formation and then punt it after the penalty?
I think they were just, what they did, they called a timeout. They let it run down right to the last second, called a timeout. They still have the ability to do that now if they wanted to. I think Dennis Lampley is going to be very content to go into the halftime with a 13-0 lead.
All right, Feet, Fists, and Fury. First you'll witness the unbridled fury of pro wrestling with the UWF Thrills, then the fiery rage of kickboxing, and finally it's the Sports Cream Pro Boxing Tour featuring live leather-fisted battles for a full night of excitement from the ring. It's Feet, Fists, and Fury premiering Monday night at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Sports Channel America. I know we have the Juan Koji, Loretto Garza title fight coming up, and don't forget the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame tomorrow take on Purdue, the Irish ranked #1 in the country. 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, live on Sports Channel America, your home for Notre Dame football. Standing back deep for St. Xavier, David Schweitzer, number 7. Beckman punts it. Another high kick. Gets a great roll. So he's some punter. And it's down to the 9-yard line. So St. Xavier will have 91 yards to go in 36 seconds. They want to get on the board here in this first half. Trinity leads it by a score of 13-0. And their head coach, Dennis Lampley, pleased with what his Shamrocks have done.
Well, that punt was kind of indicative of the way the half's gone for these two football teams. It was a knuckleball, and you don't know which way it's going to roll, but it rolled in Trinity's favor for about 20 more yards, and this whole half, everything's gone in Trinity's favor. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. They've controlled the football, and that's why they're ahead 13-0 right now. And right now, Chad O'Shea, I think they're 90 yards away. They're going to just let the clock run out.
And O'Shea is the man who will do it. And that should do it for this first half in play. And Trinity ranked #1 in the state of Kentucky. Took the opening kickoff 92 yards. They have never looked back. St. Xavier is ranked #2. And as they head to the locker rooms at intermission, Trinity leads it by a score of 13-0. We now pause for a regional break. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
The magnificent Yankee, the great number 7, Mickey Mantle.
Yes, it's Mickey Mantle. In an exciting new video, the Mick tells you his own story, his career, his riotous escapades on and off the field, and much, much more. Meet a Mickey Mantle few fans have ever known. Learn the real story behind the infamous Copacabana incident. Feel the excitement of the record-breaking home run race with Roger Maris. Recapture the drama of Don Larson's perfect game. Watch Casey Stengel tie a Senate subcommittee in knots.
He was really putting the Stinglese to him that day.
Hear the hilarious story of how Billy Martin shot a cow.
Billy was always a great one for jokes.
Meet Ford, Berra, and the great Joe DiMaggio. See some of the longest home runs ever hit. It's all here on one great video, acclaimed by critics everywhere. Use your credit card and call toll-free to order Mickey Mantle, the life. Just $19.95 plus $3.50 shipping.
Order now by calling 1-800-336-5800.
Just a fraction of what we spend dining out could help pick up the tab for a good cause. A small part of what we spend on sports could help keep our community in shape. Or some of our time on the phone could help answer society's problems. Won't you get involved? By giving 5% of your income and volunteering 5 hours per week, you can really help your community. This year, make it your goal to give 5. What you get back is immeasurable.
There was a time when people helped their neighbors, and together they built a stronger community. This spirit lives on today in NeighborWorks, a unique partnership of local residents, business, and government leaders. NeighborWorks volunteers have rebuilt over 100,000 homes, restoring pride to millions of neighbors. So help a neighbor and a nation. Join NeighborWorks, reversing decline, rebuilding pride.
Gatorade presents the high school halftime. And right now, here at Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky, the Trinity Shamrocks, ranked #1 in the state of Kentucky, lead the second-ranked team, St. Xavier, by a score of 13-0. The St. Xavier High School Marching Tigers on the field with their band director, Andy Perry, his 3rd year as the band director. There are 35 members in the band. Field commander is Alan Runyon. 8 color guards as well. They have received many awards over the years. The Overture to the 90s will be their first selection. They were the 1989-90 revised superior rating on concert band performance. They've played at Kings Island and Cincinnati as well. They'll appear at Disney World in Orlando, Florida this Easter of 1991. They will play 3 selections for the enjoyment of these 30,000 fans here in Louisville, Kentucky, the home of Muhammad Ali, Paul Hornung, Phil Simms, and Pee Wee Reese, to name a few. The St. Xavier High School Marching Tigers.
St. Xavier Marching Tigers, now take the wheel.
Their band director, Andy Perry, is in place. High School Marching Tigers will be back to Louisville, Kentucky for more of the National Federation High School Game of the Week after this.
All right, here we go, here we go.
Wow.
Fluids. Minerals. Energy. In the heat of the game, nothing puts it back like Gatorade.
Planning. Where'd I get the capital to start this business with my daughter? By investing for the long haul. And forget full commission brokers. I called Charles Schwab. Munis, mutual funds, blue chips, and I saved plenty with Schwab's low commissions. Every day I tell my daughter, think long term. Make your own decisions. Be your own man.
For a free Schwab Fact Kit, call toll-free 800-841-0300.
The fiery rage of a kickboxer. The unstoppable force of leather-fisted warriors. And the unbridled fury of pro wrestling. Non-stop action on Feet, Fist, and Fury. See it Monday night, only on Sports Channel America. Experience the great tradition and unparalleled excitement of high school sports. Age-old rivalries come alive as we travel across America for the National Federation High School Game of the Week. See it next Friday only on the Sports Channel America Network.
Bob Pop and Glenn Blackwood back in Louisville, Kentucky. At halftime, Trinity leads St. Xavier 13-0 on the National Federation High School Game of the Week. 2 years ago, the National Federation and its member state associations concluded there was a need to redouble their efforts and begin a renewed focus on the issue of sportsmanship. Their combined efforts have taken various forms, including formation of a National Sportsmanship Committee, the development of a sportsmanship publication for schools, recognition programs for schools and students, special promotions at the state level, and the designation of a new official day during National High School Activities Week, National Sportsman's Day. This year, National Sportsman's Day will be on Thursday, October 18th. This past August, several of the State Association executive officers who were in attendance at the Walt Disney World National Dreamers and Doers event in Orlando, Florida, had the opportunity to share their feelings on this very important topic, the topic of sportsmanship.
I think that sportsmanship is one of those things that it's one of those human traits that we don't inherit. And I think it goes along with all of the other things that we want all people to be. We want to be courteous and kind and thoughtful. I think sportsmanship just carries all of that out, and it goes one step further in being able to appreciate other people's traits, their values, and their accomplishments. I think one of the things that we all have done is we've placed so much emphasis on winning from time one. I'm not talking just at the high school level. I think from down in the lower grades that winning is the ultimate. I don't know how we get around telling students and to do your best, to be the best you can be, and somehow say, well, if you're not number one, it's still okay. That's a very difficult task. But if we want to teach the true values of sportsmanship, I think we do like we do with so many things, whether it be drugs and alcohol or whatever. We wait too long. We wait till they're 15 and 16 years old, and we try to say, now you have to be a good boy and girl in the stand. And when we have allowed them to act differently as 6 and 7 year olds. And so I think we need to get after it earlier.
We need to develop educational programs that help coaches with emotional situations. As I see sportsmanship, it usually comes out of situations that are very emotional, and people have a tough time dealing with them. We have our only experience are the coaches that we had as role models, and sometimes, you know, that's good or bad. And I think that we need to help coaches deal with those kind of situations, and I think educational programs are how it's going to come about.
Sportsmanship is treating people the way you want to be treated.
Is that amazing? And starred. If Oral Hershiser wasn't so great, it was Mickey Hatcher as the MVP of the World Series, without a doubt.
It's unbelievable.
1-2. Good job by Buhner. He hammers a slider in the right field. Turning is Martinez to third. Sammy! Gotcha!
That is beautiful. Well, there's a big, big play for Alex right there. Wimby mentioned it, so there's just a beautiful job.
Nationwide, and so we as a state and a number of people in the Federation have had a complete emphasis on improving relationships. And I think it's working tremendously. I think people are accepting the idea that it's important, and it will only get better in the future.
And that's the score at halftime. We now pause for a regional break. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
Do you need a car? Listen, each year government agencies auctions Government vehicles, luxury cars taken from drug dealers, criminals, and thousands more seized, repossessed, sold through bankruptcy proceedings. Now find out how you can grab the car you want at government liquidation and bankruptcy prices. Bid as low as $30 for Porsches, Mercedes, Ferraris, Corvettes, family cars, and trucks. Find out how to get the car you want now. Call 1-900-HOT-AUTO. That's 1-900-468-2886. Just $2 a minute.
Catch the excitement of Florida Gator football with head coach Steve Spurrier on Sports Channel.
This will be from 41 yards out. Johnny Nichols puts it down. Krzyzewski puts it up. It is good! Going deep for Ernie Mills, and he makes the catch.
The Gators host SEC rival, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, Saturday at 11:30 p.m. on Sports Channel.
The next time you're sitting around with some friends, try this. Raise your glass and say, to freedom.
Try it. You may feel slightly self-conscious, but after all, no harm can come, can it?
2 students in Portugal were sentenced to 7 years imprisonment for doing just that. Toasting to freedom.
That incident on May 28, 1961, sparked the creation of Amnesty International.
Since then, we have intervened on behalf of tens of thousands of prisoners of conscience.
But today, in over 50 countries, you can still be put in prison just for saying what you believe.
In over 60 countries, torture is still systematically used. And in over 100 countries, you can still be put to death, even for political offenses not involving violence. How effective are we? A former official from El Salvador testified,
if there's an appeal from some foreign government or Amnesty International, then they will live. Otherwise, they are dead.
Join us to freedom.
Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. You get a look at the first half stats. Trinity leads St. Xavier by a score of 13-0. First downs in favor of St. Xavier. You look at the rushing yardage. Passing yardage, though, for St. Xavier. Total yards by 21 for the Tigers.
Well, you know, stats really don't tell the picture of what happened in this ball game, because there were big plays that happened, and that's the tale of the tape right now. That plus the fact that the Trinity defense has put tremendous pressure on Chad O'Shea, and that's been the difference in the football game so far.
Bob Papa along with Glenn Blackwood, and we really got off to an explosive start. St. Xavier had to kick the football off, Trinity to receive, and Devian Logan will cut in front of Leon Smith and go the distance.
Well, we had heard about Leon Smith being the big return guy, but Devian Logan just takes the ball, and just great blocking by the Trinity kick return team. There is a gaping hole on the right side. Devian Logan takes it down the sidelines. All he has to do is beat the kicker. He does that adeptly and runs the distance for the touchdown. The opening play of the game, that is a backbreaker. But Trinity did not stop there. They took the ball and started controlling it on the line of scrimmage. They ran the ball well, and here you'll see as Jamie Roberts goes through a big hole. Good screen block right there by Leon Smith, 48 on the defensive back. Roberts cuts around him, goes in for the touchdown. That's the 13 points that have been scored in this game.
All right, Devian Logan's kickoff return was 92 yards. Jamie Roberts' run was 19. They missed the second extra point. What does St. Xavier have to do to get back in the game?
They've got the guns. They've got Chad O'Shea. He can throw the ball well. They have the ability to catch up. What they need to do is just settle down, start making some passes, throwing some short passes, getting a little confidence back, and start making some plays. You know, they can turn around and get 14 points in an instant, and they just need to start settling down and making some plays.
Okay, that's a look at the key figures at halftime and some of the key plays here on Sports Channel America. The high school halftime has been brought to you by Gatorade. Well, they got the third quarter coming up. Trinity against St. Xavier. There's 30,000 fans in Louisville who are ready for action. Back after this timeout.
We tested in laboratories. We tested on the asphalt, in the parks, and on the road. We tested when it's 102 and there's no shade. And we found that when you lose fluids, minerals and energy, nothing puts them back better than Gatorade. It's been proven again and again. But just to keep us on our toes, we test it every Sunday in front of 30 million people.
To everything, turn, turn, turn.
Hi, I'm
I'm Red Perry from Kilo Radio in Colorado. You know, the Vietnam War era produced some of the greatest songs ever recorded. Timeless songs with a universal message for all generations. Well, finally, there's an album that represents the best from that era, and it's called Freedom Rock. Just listen.
Whoa! Good God, y'all! Making friends for the world to see. We may have the fastest way again. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody.
Freedom Rock. 4 records or 3 cassettes, only $19.95. 2 CDs, only $24.95. Here's how to order.
Call toll-free 1-800-841-0300. That's 1-800-841-0300. Or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association study points out with grade point average, students that do not participate in co-curricular activities with a 2.39 grade point average. Those in one sport, 2.61. 2 sports, 2.82. So once again, involvement by students is the key to grade point averages and the key to the overall high school experience and being the best that you can be. It is warm here in Louisville, 80 degrees at kickoff as some of the St. Xavier Tigers freshen up. Trinity High School team still on the football field. And, you know, the interesting thing about Trinity is you see them in their road white jerseys. This team has a 3.3 grade point average as a team, and that's on a 4 system.
Well, you know, that's Coach Lampley talked about his kids, and he said they're a smart group of kids. We stress academics before we ever stress football, and you can just see it reflected in their grades. It's a good group of kids. He said he really enjoys the relationship and influence he has on the kids that he's coaching. And he just said that he really felt like they were a sharp group of kids. Not only did they fight on the field, but they were champions in the classroom also.
And on the other side of the football field, St. Xavier, they also do very well in the classroom. In 1990, their graduating class had 7 National Merit Scholarship winners. As you get a look at the Trinity squad, they have not allowed a touchdown in the second half of play this year. And that's where they're ranked #1 in the state.
That's not a good stat for a St. X fan. There's no doubt about that. They've got to start putting the ball in the air, get some plays out of their wide receivers. But the main thing they've got to do is they've got to control that offensive line of scrimmage. The defensive line and linebackers for Trinity have really been dominating in the first half. The offensive line for St. X needs to come out, take control, and give O'Shea the time that he needs to throw the football.
Ricky Beckman, number 49, will kick off for Trinity. Back deep, number 13, Miguel Montano. Number 10 is Sean McDonald. And number 7, David Schweitzer. Schweitzer takes it at his own 15. Has room up the middle, across the 30, struggles forward, and a nice return that time by David Schweitzer. Good field position for St. Xavier. They trail it by a score of 13-0.
Show you 66, play it loose.
He's got to be pleased with the first half. He knows that with Chad O'Shea on the other side of the field, that this could be an exciting second half.
1st and 10 for the Tigers of St. Xavier. Their quarterback is Chad O'Shea. One an arm on O'Shea. Hubbs bounces outside for a first down. That's his first good run of the evening. Now a flag on the play as well. We'll have to see what the flag is for, but Jerry Hubbs with a fine run there.
Good, hard running by Jerry Hubbs. Seems like the St. Xavier team came out fired up. Get a look at the personal foul. I think it was a little extracurricular activity after Hubbs went out of bounds.
Jerry Hubbs, 3.0 grade point average for the junior running back on the ski club. He cuts lawns as a paper boy during the offseason and earned some extra change.
Tell you what, he's a tough runner. Says Bo Jackson is one of his idols.
White, first down.
So they tack it on to the good run by Hubbs, and the ball moved to the 38-yard line of Trinity. 1st and 10. McDonald and Graven split out wide on the left side. See a twin back formation. O'Shea for Daly. He's wrestled forward, but he gets 4.
Daly, number 22. He's stung by number 90, Benjamin Booz.
Get a look at the inside people working, the brawn of the defense. Nice job on the job by Cam Minner and company. Ben Foose. There's Ben Foose, number 90. Says that Carl Mecklenburg is one of his favorite football players.
2nd and 7. Here's Daly. First down and more to the 22-yard line of Trinity. Carl Daly, the junior tailback. We saw the great hip movement and the quick feet.
Quick hitter. Just a quick handoff to Carl Daly. Nice hole opened up by the left side of that St. Xavier line. Chris Sidoris and Steve Gillamy. This is exactly what St. X wanted to do coming out. Establish a drive, get some points on the board.
1st and 10. Handoff for Hubbs as they fake the pitch, and he gets across the 20-yard line to the 19. Gain of 2.
You know, as much as we talked about Chad O'Shea and his arm and throwing the football, they're running the football to get this ball down the field right now. Dennis Lampley looks on. He's concerned with Chad O'Shea's arm, the fact they want to throw the ball, but they're also going to have to watch. They got some good running backs.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers. They trail Trinity 13-0. Early 3rd quarter. O'Shea to throw. And it's too low for McDonald. Incomplete. That sets up a 3rd and long.
Little one hopper there. Caught it on the short hop. Had a tight end running a bow out that time, Bob. Behind that quick out. I think you'll see that pass again with a possibility of a pump fake to the short guy. Get the cornerback biting up and laying it over his head.
O'Shea now 5 of 16 on the evening. St. Xavier 2 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 8 from the 19. O'Shea keeps it, and he's near a 1st down. We'll see if he had enough. It is close.
It's real close. And if it's a 4th down play, I think you're going to see Mike Glazer go for it. His team really needs to get some momentum in their favor. They need to get some points on the board. They need a touchdown. They've had trouble moving the ball so far tonight. We'll get a look at the measurement here. See what comes up. Good job by Chad O'Shea running the option that time. Stretched it out well. Defensive player went with a pitch man. He kept the ball, and looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short. You've got to be able to get a half yard when you need it.
And listen to this crowd.
There's 30,000 people here, and I mean, they realize the importance of this play.
This is the home of the University of Louisville football team and the Louisville Cardinals, the AAA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. But these two teams are the big ticket in town when they square off each year. Trinity in front, 13-0. St. Xavier with the football, 4th and inches from just outside the Trinity 12-yard line. Daly in the backfield with Hubbs. Hubbs looks like he has it. Didn't need much.
It's going to be close. He kept his legs driving, though, in the middle of that pile. Good, tough defense by Trinity, but Hubbs, you could just see his feet churning as he kept pushing forward. It is going to be close.
Officials timeout. They'll bring the yardsticks across again. Tell you what, the spot of that ball.
It's an interesting mark. It seemed like the pile was moving forward quite well, but maybe Hubbs wasn't in it.
See if we can peek through the legs of the Trinity defense.
It's
short by inches.
Well, that is tough. That is a blow to St. Xavier. No doubt about it.
The fans of Trinity love it. You're watching the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America. Back after this timeout.
I was just sitting there getting loaded, and I walked into the kitchen and I picked up a knife. I don't know how I did it. I just put it in my arm. I looked down to get another joint, and I noticed blood all over my lap. I had a big cut in my arm. That was the only time I really tried suicide.
If you were not high, would you have tried to commit suicide?
If I would have been sober, I don't think I would have. I really had no control of what I was doing.
1-900-896-2333. The Sports Channel America Sports Hotline for all the scores.
In a 3-2 overtime thriller.
For sports news.
Some big free agent signings today.
1-900-896-2333 is all you need. 24 hours a day, every day. Get late-breaking results and news on your favorite sport.
For basketball, press 1 now.
1-900-896-2333. The Sports Channel America Sports Hotline. Call today.
Tell you what can be a backbreaker is to be stopped on a good drive on 4th and inches. And you see right there was a good line surge, but 37, Joe Baby, comes over the top. The rest of the defense, I tell you what, I don't want to question the mark, but it looked like he got a little bit further than where the ball ended up.
That's the worst spot I ever saw. Well, Coach Glazer not pleased with it on a 1st and 10 for Trinity High School. Beckman with the carry.
That is a real devastating blow to this St. X team. They came out, they moved the ball down well, and to be stopped on 4th and inches like that, it's got to really that's a blow to them. They've got to regroup. Hopefully their defense will take control and see if they can get the ball back.
2nd and 7. DeCenci to throw. He's got Smith. Leon Smith, the outstanding receiver for Trinity High School, snares his 2nd of the game.
Get a look at Leon Smith. He's got 4.48 speed. He's a game breaker, but we've seen him make some nice possession receptions tonight.
He's also on the student council. Peer leader, 3.2 grade point average. Wants a career in sports medicine. A well-rounded athlete. 1st and 10. Roberts, who has a touchdown, picks up about 4 for Trinity.
See Dennis Lampley coming out with the same philosophy he had early in the game, the first half. Run the football. Ball control offense. That's what he wants. He wants to keep the offense of St. X off the field. And they have done an excellent job of doing that so far this evening.
Trinity in the white, ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky. St. Xavier in the green, ranked number 2. This series began in 1956. Trinity in front, 13-0. 2nd and 6. DeCenci to throw. Nearly intercepted, incomplete. Good coverage that time downfield by St. Xavier.
Frank Campusano, the cornerback for St. Xavier, does an excellent job this time. You'll see DeCenci fired long to Leon Smith, but the corner kept the wide receiver to the outside of him, went up and knocked the ball down at its highest point. Good job of coverage that time by number 29, Frank Campusano.
3rd and 6 as you get a look at Campusano. He is only a junior. 3rd and 6, pro formation for Trinity. DeCenci at Smith. Good enough for a first down, driven back, but they'll spot it at the 35-yard line. That's a first down by at least 2 yards.
Very impressed with Craig DeCenci. Dennis Lampley sitting in the play. He told us yesterday that DeCenci is a money player.
Hey!
Also.
1st and 10 for Trinity. Jamie Roberts gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Clock continues to move. Just under 7.5 to go in this 3rd quarter. No gain on the play for Roberts, who has a 19-yard touchdown run.
Tell you, the St. X defense has tightened up on the run, but that's opened up the passing lanes a little bit. They keep getting Trinity in 2nd and long situations. They need to come up with a play here to put them in a 3rd and long.
2nd and 10. Fake pitch. Here's the bootleg by DeCensi. Turns the corner and knocked out of bounds, and he loses about a yard on the play.
Excellent job that time by number 61, Andy Hyde. He's the right end for the St. Xavier.
We tested in laboratories. We tested on the asphalt, in the parks, and on the road. We tested when it's 102 and there's no shade. And we found that when you lose fluids, minerals and energy, nothing puts them back better than Gatorade. It's been proven again and again. But just to keep us on our toes, we tested every Sunday in front of 30 million people.
Now, for the first time ever on videotape, Brian Voss, pro winner of 8 national championship titles, teaches you how to bowl your best. Whether you're a novice bowler, experienced league player, or professional hopeful, this tape will teach you everything you need to bowl your best. Not available in stores at any price. This tape is only available now on TV. You must order by calling the number on your screen for $24.95. How to Bowl Your Best teaches you what Brian Voss knows about equipment, warm-ups, how to set up, and how to master your approach and delivery. Brian also shares his secrets to building speed and control to get more strikes and pick up more spares. You'll learn how to test and correct for lane conditions, building concentration and consistency. Bowl more strikes and beat your competition. Gain the edge by buying now. Call 1-800-238-3100. Bowl Your Best. Call now and order Bowl Your Best with Brian Voss. Use your credit card to call 1-800-238-3100 or send your check to P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska 68104. Visa, MasterCard, and American Express accepted. Call now.
Tracy Bossamer is the cheerleading captain for St. Xavier High School. She's also a member of the Speech Club with that great grade point average, 3.875. The SAD Club, ACTs, and church lector as well. She'd like to be a physician. She's leading the cheers on the sideline. We'd like to apologize for audio difficulties that we've had along the way. 6 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bob Papa along with Glenn Blackwood. St. Xavier with the football. They trail Trinity 13-0. Cubs up the middle gets 3. I'm sure there's some people out there that prefer the mics without us.
No doubt.
Trinity is led from the opening gun. They took the opening kickoff, 92 yards. Devian Logan with a score. Jamie Roberts has a 19-yard touchdown run. Trinity's defense has not allowed a touchdown in the second half at all this year. So St. Xavier with their explosive offense has their work cut out for them. Chad O'Shea, the quarterback. 2nd and 8. Lone sped back is Daly. Daly takes on the draw. Gets near first down yardage. To about the 47, it will be close for a first down. And really the big play in this game on St. Xavier's last drive, they were stopped 4th and inches at the Trinity 12-yard line.
Well, and they did that whole drive, the last drive they had, running the football and not throwing the football and using Chad O'Shea's strength. That was a good call that time. It was 2nd and long. They ran a draw. They got the linebackers dropping into pass coverage, slipped the ball to Carl Daly, put them in a 3rd and short situation, keep the drive alive if they can get the first.
3rd and 1. 2 receivers out on the left side. And there appears to be some jumping on that defensive line. Looks like Ben Foos may have jumped the gun a little bit early on the count by Chad O'Shea.
That's exactly what it is. Offsides against Trinity, and that will keep the drive alive.
You know, we mentioned before the outstanding academics from both of these schools, and Trinity with a 3.3 grade point average on the team. Let's take a look at this one.
Encroachment.
Ben Foos.
White.
Jump over, get a little over anxious. I believe if you don't have the ability to do that in high school football, not
cross the line and get back. O'Shea in trouble, he's sacked. And once again, Carl Snyder, the senior, with the paper route, had a direct route to the quarterback, Chad O'Shea.
I'll tell you what, he's right on target tonight. Carl Snyder, 6 foot, 195-pound senior. He's the signal caller, and he is on a linebacker blitz. You see him come right around, and he's not picked up. There was a missed assignment there by the left guard, and Schneider takes advantage of it, comes up with a sack on Chad O'Shea, and puts him in a 2nd and very long situation.
2nd and 19 from their own 43. O'Shea being pressured. Gets McDonald, shakes the tackler. He's got the first down. He could go all the way. Oh, down at the 1. Chased down by Lee Harlemert, or else Sean McDonald had himself 6.
Good job that time by Chad O'Shea as he pulls up in the pocket and hits McDonald right as he makes his break on the out route, and McDonald does the rest. The ball is put on the money. McDonald does the rest as he shakes 1 tackle, shakes 2, scampers up the sidelines, and I mean, he just comes inches short of making this 6 points for St. Xavier.
And Sean McDonald could use a little bit of air.
There's a roughing the passer that time by Carl Snyder. It's a little overactive on Chad O'Shea.
And look at Sean McDonald, the senior, with his 3.8 grade point average.
It looks like he might be having a cramp in his leg. Happens on the long run. Overexerted his muscle.
Well, he'd like to get into sports medicine. He's learning a bit about it right there. Michael Glazier, the head coach of St. Xavier. That school was founded in 1864. It's an all-boys school, 1,400 students enrolled. 97% of the students attend a college after their high school days. So they hit pay dirt with the education. Right now they'd like 6. 1st and goal from the Trinity 1-yard line. They have not allowed a touchdown in the second half this year. O'Shea.
He's in.
Keeps it. Chad O'Shea on the option. Moves it in from 1 yard away. And St. Xavier on the board.
This has been a game of big plays. The big play of the opening kickoff for a touchdown. The big play of the out route that Sean McDonald took up the sideline to the 1-foot line. St. Xavier hopes that they have an opportunity to make a few more big plays. They need to make this extra point, though. They'll put them 1 touchdown away from going in the lead.
Greg Marks, a senior, will do the kicking. Number 15, Graven the holder. And Marks puts it through with 4 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter of play. Trinity leads St. Xavier 13-7 as the Tigers get on the board. A 1-yard touchdown run from Chad O'Shea.
You look at Chad O'Shea, not only does he throw the ball well, there he has a nose for the end zone. He scoots in over the line. Big series that time for St. Xavier. Big series because they had been stopped on the 4th and inches play on the previous drive. They come up with a big play. They get the ball in the end zone. There's plenty of time left in this football game. They've got to feel good. Looks like their fans are feeling good.
The X-Man. Bob Popo along with Glenn Blackwood from Cardinal Stadium. Glad you could join us in Louisville, Kentucky. This is the National Federation High School Game of the Week. Some 30,000 fans on hand to watch the game in the state of Kentucky when it comes to high school football. Trinity ranked #1 with a 32-game winning streak of the defending state champions. St. Xavier, the 1986 state champions, ranked #2. Both teams at 4-0.
This used to be the game in the whole town of Louisville, even including the University of Louisville, before Howard Schnellenberger came here and got the program, got people excited about their college football team. But this game used to outdraw the college games here.
There's a look at the scoring drive. A tidy 5-play, 62 yards. O'Shea a 1-yard touchdown run. And McDonald's 56-yard catch and run the key. Logan has trouble handling it. He returned the opening kickoff 92 yards. He'll have to go further here. And doesn't. To the 16, and that's it.
Well, the Tiger fans have got life in them. They're starting to come alive. Be an important series for the St. X defense. They can put a stop on the Trinity offense here. See a tremendous shift in momentum in this football game.
The quarterback, Craig DeCensi. Handoff for Roberts. Gets good yardage that time by Jamie Roberts, number 40, the tailback.
Understand that? We're going to be ahead before fourth quarter, maybe. Now listen to me. I don't want you off this bench, okay? I've got to be thinking things. I need to talk to people. You come back, you are no longer in this ball game other than when you're on the field. You understand that? No, you got to be back here. You understand that? Yeah. Now.
2nd and 3 for Trinity, short of the first down. Jamie Roberts trying to slash ahead across the 25-yard line. He needs to get just short of the 26 for a first down, 3rd and short.
Tell you what, there's some fans here in this state. They love their high school football, and they love this rivalry.
3rd and 1. Big situation here for the St. Xavier defense. Leon Smith out wide on the right side. Roberts in the backfield. DeCensi keeps it short. He ran into his running back as they tried to get the option going. And there was confusion back there, Glenn.
Well, it looks like there was a little confusion between the running backs as both of them went into the same hole. DeCensi tried to do the best he could, but it wasn't good enough. That's really going to give a lot of life into this St. X football team. The crowd's getting into it. They're loud now. The team's starting to, you see some life into the team on the sidelines. The players start to buzz around. Big series here for St. X.
Schweitzer, number 7, chugs back, along with Miguel Montano. And now we have a flag on the play as Ricky Beckman gets set to kick. Montano, number 13, Schweitzer, number 7. And delay of game, or procedure is the call in Trinity. So that will help the Tigers of St. Xavier.
Well, as much as the ball bounced Trinity's way in the first half, you got to wonder if it's not starting to bounce the way of St. Xavier.
Dead ball, illegal procedure, white, 4th down.
So now instead of a 4th and 1 in which maybe you could draw the defense offside, now it's a 4th and 7, and they will have to boot the ball away. Montana, number 13, Schweitzer, number 7. Beckman has a 73-yard kick already in his pocket today. He's an outstanding kicker. This one a little bit short, but it takes a good bounce, and he has gotten some very good rolls. Inside the 40. Trinity lets it roll on. And it will be down at the 36-yard line. Now some tempers flare a little bit. You know the tempers will be flying. Tomorrow, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, ranked #1 in the nation, take on the Purdue Boilermakers from South Bend, Indiana. Live tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, live and exclusive on Sports Channel America. Check your local TV listings for details.
Little miscommunication on that last punt. I don't want to let a punt hit the ground. Get extra yardage out of it. Fair catch if possible. It looked like neither of the two return men both thought the other guy was going to catch the football, and Trinity benefits by about 15 yards extra roll.
Montano out wide on the left side. High formation. O'Shea, the quarterback, 1st and 10 for St. Xavier. And now we have some more flags. Well, we're starting to get a look at some flags flying from all over.
Well, you know, we talked with both of these coaches yesterday, and both of them really
Dead
emphasized.
ball, illegal procedure, green, first down.
Both of them emphasized the conditioning, that their football teams were well conditioned, in great shape. But when you get into a battle like this, fatigue will start playing a factor, and that could also be a factor in why you're starting to see a few penalties and a lack of concentration.
Well, it goes against St. Xavier, 1st and 15. Here's Daly out of the eye. Good run by Daly, just near the 40-yard line. So Daly picks up nearly 10 on that one. It'll set up a 2nd and about 6 or 7.
Carl Daly is an impressive running back. He's got a lot of shake. He can make people miss. He knows how to cut it up. Hard-nosed runner. Says that Lee Iacocca is his role model.
Says Eric Metcalf of Cleveland, his favorite runner, and he's got some shifty moves just like Metcalf. 2nd and 6. Daly again, rambling near a first down. Looks like he has it. Just across the 46-yard line. So the junior tailback is starting to heat up. Time remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Carl Daly did a good job of running, but I guess I'd be remiss, and he would probably want to credit his offensive line. They did a good job of opening a hole up there. You see the St. X fans starting to get into this football game.
We will have a measurement. See if Daly had enough for the first down, and he does, by the nose of the football. Daly, 14 carries for 69 yards. Number 88, Jim King, brings in the play for St. Xavier. St. Xavier in the green, Trinity in the white. Trinity leads at 13-7. Closing seconds of quarter number 3. O'Shea on a 1st and 10 for Huff. Plenty of room. Picks up about 6 or 7. And now the holes are starting to open up. The St. Xavier offensive line is doing a fine job.
Well, they're opening up in the middle of the line. St. Xavier's trying to run right up the gut, and they're doing a good job of it. You got to credit Rusty Jarbo, Rodney Weiger, Steve Gillamine.
Time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if they'll get a playoff. They won't. And that is it. So Trinity on a drive. They trail by 6. We now pause for a regional break. The 4th and final quarter coming up on the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America.
Attention fishermen, ask any angler about the really big catch and he's liable to stretch things some unless he's talking about the big catch from Saltwater Sportsman. 12 big issues on the where to and how to of better fishing. Plus, this free surgical steel power winch fillet knife worth $8.95 with your paid subscription. You'll get the big story each month on boats and equipment, tackle and tactics, and trophies like these. With 12 issues going for over $35 at the newsstand, but yours now for under $19, you'll save $15.45. And don't forget the big gift, this handy power winch fillet knife. So go ahead, loosen your drag, and call toll-free now to haul in the big one from Saltwater Sportsman.
To order Saltwater Sportsman and your free power winch fillet knife, call 1-800-762-7000. 12 issues are 86% off the single copy price. Call toll-free now, 1-800-762-7000.
matter what you're running from, there's someone to run to. Covenant House. No matter what your problem is, we're here to listen. Wherever you are, we can get you help. So call us now on the 9 line. It's free. 1-800 and keep dialing 9.
To get the ivory tusks of an elephant, the elephant must die. Some 70,000 elephants are slaughtered each year for their ivory tusks. If this continues, they'll be virtually extinct in 10 years. All for a few bracelets. Call 1-800-344-TUSK today. Only elephants should wear ivory.
They love their high school football, and those are the fans of the St. Xavier Tigers.
I'll tell you what, they got a crew of fans up here in Kentucky. I love it.
2nd and 3 as we begin the 4th quarter. St. Xavier in the green, Trinity in the white. Trinity missed an extra point on their 2nd touchdown. St. Xavier with the football on the Trinity side of the field. O'Shea pitches it out, and not much doing there for Daly.
Well, that missed extra point could be a factor. It's a 13-7 football game. St. X moves it down the field, scores a touchdown. They get the extra point in. That's the difference. That could be a difference in the football game.
No gain. 3rd and 3 from just inside the 48-yard line of Trinity. Officials timeout on the field. St. Xavier trying to tie it up or do one better. We'll be back with more of the 4th quarter after this timeout on Sports Channel America.
This is a golfer. He'll play anywhere. Golf Digest magazine helps his game anywhere he plays with instructional articles from top pros. So wherever you play, play better with Golf Digest.
Get a full year of Golf Digest for $19.77. Call 800-841-0300 now and get our free half-hour instructional video with your paid subscription. Call 800-841-0300 now.
Recently, Kathleen's mother discovered a television channel. It showed her how to refinance her mortgage, choose health insurance for her family, and save on her taxes. Apparently, it was time well spent, because today, she's spending time with Kathleen.
Welcome back to the National Federation High School Game of the Week on Sports Channel America. Early 4th quarter, Trinity, ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky, leads St. Xavier 13-7. Bob Papa along with Glenn Blackwood. While we were away, St. Xavier had a 3rd and 3. O'Shea completed a pass to Miguel Montano, good enough for a first down. And O'Shea was roughed on the play, roughing the passer. So they've marked off more yardage. The ball inside the 34-yard line of Trinity. St. Xavier's drive continues.
Bid, roughing the passer, 63 to White. First down.
Referee John Pasapuime gives us the signal. So here come the Tigers of St. Xavier. Their quarterbacks, Chad O'Shea, Hubbs and Daly in the backfield. 2 receivers out on the left. Graven is one of them. Here's Daly across the 30. Gorgeous stutter-step move. And he's dragged down from behind by Lee Harlemer. And Harlemer once again saves what could be a very big game, maybe 6.
Tell you what, we've talked about it 3 or 4 times this half, but that St. Xavier interior offensive line is opening up huge holes. They're doing a great job. They had trouble early on in the first half of the football game, but they've taken control of this part of the game, and they're doing a great job.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. O'Shea starting to come on. Hubbs.
Good spin move.
Falls forward. He's near a first down. There's a flag on the play right at the line of scrimmage. That in the vicinity of holding. We'll wait and see.
That does appear to be the call.
So instead of a first down or 3rd and inches, it will be 2nd and long for Chad O'Shea and his St. Xavier Tigers.
Hate to get a holding call. You've got your team moving the ball well, moving down the field. You're down 7 points, in a position to make something happen. Puts them in a second and long situation.
56 the green.
Now, earlier in the game, and we had talked with Coach Mike Glazer about this yesterday. He said,
I left. 43 screen left.
That's exactly what we had talked about. He felt like on a second and long situation that their defense would be in deep drops, and it was a key opportunity to dump the ball off on a screen to Carl Daly. It appears to be exactly what he called. Let's see.
2nd and 11, I formation, Hubs the up back, Daly the deep back, and we have more flags on the play. And it goes, according to the Trinity players, this will go against St. Xavier.
What's happening is the Trinity defensive line, as soon as the St. Xavier team comes up and lines up, is shifting. And that shift, that quick shift, caused the offense.
Illegal procedure, green, 2nd down.
It caused the offensive lineman, or one of the offensive linemen for St. Xavier, to flinch or jump, and hence the illegal procedure foul. Look at the upper part of the screen as the line shifts over. The offensive tackle, or right guard there, one of them moved.
Yeah, you know,
drill them off.
Coach Lampley told us about that yesterday, 2nd and 16.
Let's see if they screen anyway. That's exactly what they're going to do. Daly's got his work cut out for him.
Daly to the 40, tripped up. And once again, Carl Snyder, number 36, makes the shoestring tackle. Let's take another look.
Trinity was caught on this play earlier, but only a great play by Carl Snyder. Saved it. This time they come back and Trinity sniffs it out well. They've got plenty of people flowing to the ball. Daly does a nice job coming back, but again, it's Snyder with a one-on-one tackle that keeps it from being a big play.
3rd down and very long. The Trinity Shamrocks have won 32 in a row. 3rd and 16 for St. Xavier. O'Shea, sack. Benfu.
That was one of the goals coming into this football game for the Tigers of St. Xavier, was to control the defensive ends. On the other side of the ball, Dennis Lampley said, we want our defensive ends up the field, containing the bootleg. We do not want O'Shea to get outside, and that's exactly what Ben Foose did there. Good job.
Burmester to punt the football away, and another flag. And Dennis Lampley not pleased with what he's seeing. 30,102 fans have paid their way to Cardinal Stadium to watch Trinity and St. Xavier.
And this isn't even a playoff game. I mean, this is just a regular season game. That's how intense this rivalry is. I mean, I think all of Louisville just about's here or watching the game somewhere.
Both schools said that alumni from all over the country were ready to tune in and see this game tonight. You know, Tom Cruise, the famous actor, went to St. Xavier as a sophomore. In fact, Mike Glazer, the head coach, was his English teacher. Smith for Trinity. Loses yardage.
Good coverage. Good coverage by the punt team.
8:47 remaining in the ball game. Trinity by 6. Back with more after this timeout on Sports Channel America.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
For more than 25 years, James Bond has thrilled moviegoers. And now Time Life Video announces the James Bond Collection. And the adventure begins with Goldfinger at the special introductory price of just $9.99. That's a savings of 50% off the regular price. Then you can collect other James Bond adventures on home video. Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Thunderball, Live and Let Die, Octopussy, and more.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
The James Bond collection begins with Goldfinger for only $9.99. If you keep it, you'll receive another great Bond movie each month for just $19.99. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel at any time. Call now to get Goldfinger for just $9.99. Here's how to order.
To order your James Bond video cassette, call 1-800-841-0300. That's 1-800-841-0300. Or send just $9.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to James Bond Video, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska.
There, what we got to do is you can't stand up on that, okay? Don't stand up on that screen, Ian.
Mike Glazer, the head coach of St. Xavier High School, talking to his squad.
10 yards out of it, okay? All right, Rodney, be careful on your, keep your split a yard every time. Don't give it away, okay? When we ring trap, he come inside you. All right, you take him on inside. Get that linebacker. We'll take it a little bit further, okay? All right? Okay. Any questions? It's coming down to nut cutting time right here. Here, stand there. Hey, 4-quarter ball game.
The North Dakota High School Activities Association, their grade point study average says those students not participating in co-curricular activities, the 2.48 grade point average. Those involved, a 3.32.
You know, Coach Glazer mentioned yesterday, you can learn as much on the football field as you do out in the schoolroom, and that's true. These kids really do a good job on the field and off the field. But
First and 10, it's been two different halves for these teams, and DeCenzi is able to complete his pass to Jeff Adamson. And Adamson hauls it in for a big gain.
Coach Mike Glazer for St. Xavier said the guy that worries me the most is DeCenzi. He's got great speed, ability to run the option. He can also throw the ball when they need to. The guy's done a great job. Craig DeCenzi is a money player. He's a good quarterback, and he does everything well. He's been impressive tonight.
First and 10 for Trinity from their own 45-yard line. Craig DeCenzi, the quarterback, gives off for Roberts, but the offensive line and backfield of Trinity appear to jump the gun there. 8 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the ball game. Trinity, ranked #1 in the state with their 32-game winning streak, leads it 13-7.
They're starting to get a lot of penalties. If you look at the top of the screen here, you can see tight end left just a little bit early. You start getting into that fourth quarter, it starts getting tired.
Dead ball, false start, white, first down.
Very important to keep your concentration, or you'll start getting a lot of little penalties like that. I think fatigue is starting to play a part in this game.
First and 15 now for Trinity. You know, they would like to put together a nice time-consuming drive here. 8 penalties, 60 yards for Trinity. Quarterback Keith DeCenzi. And he gets back the 5 yards in penalties.
Even the Coneheads are fans. There's no doubt that Dennis Lampley wants to eat up the clock on this drive. He just wants to take as much time as he possibly can away from that St. Xavier offense.
Now you know the Tigers may try to strip the ball and try to force a turnover here.
Well, they've still got some time left, but it is getting down to a point where they've got to make something happen.
Just under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Trinity in front, 13-7. Adamson is the man in motion, and another flag.
And a delay of game call. I know Coach Lampley wanted to eat a lot of time off the clock, but not quite that much.
So they lose that 5 yards at the DeCenzi grab. And we're back to 2nd and 15. You got to look at the fans here in Louisville, Kentucky. This rivalry dates back to 1956, and over the years it has just grown and grown and grown. St. Xavier in the green leads this series 22 wins, 19 losses, and 3 ties. Adamson, the man in motion again on the 2nd and 15. Another flag. DeCenci feels the pressure and more of it. Outruns it. As a man, complete. Beckman across the 50, short of a first down. Now remember, there's a flag on the play, and we'll have to see what the call is.
That play is going to be called back. It will be called back because the wide receiver didn't get set before the ball was snapped. He came out of the huddle and was running around trying to find out where he wanted to go. Did not get set. So that play will be called back. But again, even on the play, though the play is called back, Craig DeCenci is just very impressive. The ability to scramble, move around in the pocket. But not only does he scramble well, he can find a guy and put the ball on the money when he needs to. And there he found Ricky Beckman. But as we say, to no avail.
Motion against the white, 2nd down.
As the illegal motion penalty negates the play.
So now it is 2nd and 20 instead of a 3rd and 3. Craig DeCenci, number 13, the quarterback for Trinity High School, senior class president. The science club retreat leader, peer leader as well, and he has led his squad this evening. 7:38 remaining. The Tigers and the Shamrocks will be back to Louisville after this timeout on Sports Channel America.
Squeak and streak, streak and squeak, while you play hide and seek. But now there's Triple Edge, the world's first high-tech windshield wiper. It clears, it cleans, it wipes dry, all in a single pass. But that's not all. Triple Edge wipers won't tear, dry rot, or freeze to your windshield. They're made from DuPont Nordell, used in 50,000-mile radial tires. So strong, they're guaranteed for as long as you own your car. If they ever fail, we'll replace them free. Triple Edge gives you visibility through the heaviest downpour. It whisks away snow and ice. Even mud is no match for Triple Edge. They're only $19.95 a pair. Custom fit to install in seconds on any car, van, or truck. Triple Edge is not sold in stores, so order now.
Call toll-free 1-800-238-3100. That's 1-800-238-3100. Or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Triple Edge Wipers, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska.
Bob Papa and Glenn Blackwood welcome you back to Louisville, Kentucky. This is the National Federation High School Game of the Week. Trinity High School with a 32-game winning streak on the line leads St. Xavier 13-7. Trinity ranked number 1 in the state. St. Xavier ranked number 2. Glenn, why all the penalties as of late?
Well, I think this is such an emotional game. So high-impact emotion. A lot of adrenaline that you can't stay on that high all 4 quarters. You kind of get let down, a little fatigue.
2nd and 20 for DeCenci. As a man, and it's nearly intercepted. Intended for Roberts and nearly picked off back deep by Greg Marks. That would have been some turnover.
Well, that would have been a big turnover. You see DeCenci drop back. He's going to go to Smith, but there's good coverage in the secondary. You see number 7, David Schweitzer, bats the ball in the air. Marks almost comes up with the interception. Bob, there was a man wide open on the left sideline over here. DeCenci didn't see him. Let's see if they come back with that same play and try to go down the left sideline.
Well, it was Jamie Roberts, the pass intended to, and he really knocked it out of Mark's hands. 3rd and 20 from the 35-yard line of Trinity. For a quick kick again. Here's Beckman to kick it. No one back deep. This is the 2nd time they've done it. The last time it was for 73 yards. This time not as far, as Leon Smith downs it.
Still another well-executed.
At the 15-yard line, 50-yard punt.
Well-executed quick kick.
St. Xavier has to go 85 yards to tie this game up. Trinity led it 7-0 after the opening kickoff on Devian Logan's 92-yard touchdown run. They made it 13-0 on a 19-yard touchdown run by Jamie Roberts. They mixed the extra point. St. Xavier scored on a 1-yard Chad O'Shea touchdown run in the 3rd quarter. Glenn, will they go to the pass or try to stay to the running game on this first?
They've got plenty of time.
Hubs.
St. X has plenty of time here, Bob. They've been running the ball well up the middle. They've got 6 just under 7 minutes left in the football game. They've got plenty of time to mix the run and the pass together. They do not need to start forcing the ball down the field. I think Coach Mike Glazer has seen that they're doing well in the inside of the line. As you can see, both teams have 3 timeouts remaining, so it's not imperative right now that they start pushing the ball down the field. They can get a good controlled ball drive here.
2nd and 4. Montano split out wide on the left side, deep on the left side. Daly in the backfield with Hubbs. Here's Hubbs. Gets to the 30. That's enough for a first down to the 31-yard line before he's dragged down by Snyder and Hallmer.
Good hard running by Jerry Hubbs. 6'1", 177-pound junior. With a 3.0 grade point average. But he's got a 5.0 per yard carry coming into this game, and you can see why. Good hard runner.
Raven out wide on the left side. Hubbs in a slot on the left, and they do it again. Trinity, with their defensive line shift, has drawn St. Xavier offside for about the 3rd or 4th time. They knew it was coming.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't know. I'm going to go left side. Twins left.
Dead ball. Illegal procedure. Green. First down.
You know, the easy way for St. X to combat that is to start going on a longer count. They're going on a quick count a lot, and those offensive linemen are going as soon as they see movement on the defense. If they go to a longer count, they'll have the patience to sit in there.
Tiger cheerleader trying to root on there. St. X squad, 1st and 15. Looked like Daly moved in the backfield. No flags. O'Shea.
Got a
Montano. Miguel Montano driven down at the 34-yard line. What a tackle on the far side by Devian Logan.
Good conservative play to pick up a little bit of yardage. Chad O'Shea fakes the handoff, draws the linebackers inside, and just flips out a pass to Montano. You can see the offensive lineman tight end getting down, but here comes Devian Logan, the big hitter. Puts a nice tackle on Montano, but not before he got 6 or 7 yards.
2nd down and 7 yards to go for a St. Xavier first down from their own 35-yard line. O'Shea has Montano, gets the first down, and is brought down at the 49-yard line. Miguel Montano, the sophomore, with a 3.6 grade point average, electrifies the crowd with that catch.
Well, you're starting to see Chad O'Shea finding his targets. He's thrown that pattern 2 or 3 times tonight. Hadn't been able to be complete. That time he puts it right on the money. Montano makes a nice move on the corner. They're doing a good job of moving the ball down the field.
1st and 10 for St. Xavier. 4:45 to go in the game. They trail by 6. Hubbs gets nothing. Matt Conliff, number 55, there to wrap him up, one of the defensive captains.
Coach Mike Glazer said we must control Mike Conliff, number 55. 6 foot, 205-pound defensive tackle. He's a player. He gets in there and he gets after it. And they wanted to control him. You see why. He made a big play there.
2nd and 10 for St. Xavier. O'Shea to McDonald. Near a first down with the lunge, and it looks like he has it. It will be close.
It's very close. Good effort that time by Sean McDonald. You know, he's really a deep threat. He's their speed receiver. That time they ran a nice controlled route. McDonald took the ball up the sidelines and had the presence of mind to dive for extra yardage, and it did get a first down for him.
Well, Trinity, which had not allowed a touchdown in the second half this year, has given up 7, and right now the Tiger fans on their feet. St. Xavier trails Trinity 13-7. 1st and 10 from the Trinity 40-yard line for St. Xavier. They are ranked 2 in the state. Trinity number 1. Daly fumbles it.
That's Trinity's ball.
And a big hit by Carl Snyder, number 36. Carl Snyder, number 36, has had an unbelievable game.
Just a straight handoff. They've been working the whole game, and here it comes. Pow! The head right on the football. Carl Snyder, he has made 3 or 4 big tackles this game, but none bigger than that one, as he put his head just smack on the football. And that's one of the things that you're taught as a linebacker, or as a defensive back, even a defensive player. Put your helmet on the football, it'll make things happen. And Snyder shows how to do it in a picture-perfect way.
Kenny Mudd recovered it, but Carl Snyder, number 36, with the big hit. There is an injured St. Xavier Tiger on the field right now. And he is being helped up at this point. And that is Jim King. Let's take a look again. The hit by Carl Snyder. He says Lawrence Taylor is his favorite football player.
Well, he's had several big tackles tonight, but you just see a prototype tackle by an inside linebacker. Head right on the football, and his head was up. You saw his face mask really hit right on that football, and that was important in your tackling form to always keep that head up, and he did a great job. Put his helmet right on the football, and that is a back-breaking turnover right there.
Jim King, the junior tight end for St. Xavier, being helped off the field. So Craig DeCenzi has the football, 1st and 10 after the big turnover, gives for Roberts, and Roberts is able to slash out to the 45-yard line of Trinity with 3:30 remaining in the game. Trinity clinging to a 13-7 lead.
St. X is really going to have to gamble a little bit here, blitz their players, get inside. They need to stop them. They can't allow Trinity to get a first down. That would just pretty much eat up all of the clock. You'll probably see them if they can get them to in a short gain situation here, and if it's not a pass, call a timeout.
Smith out wide on the right side. Wishbone formation. Roberts to the 50. He's got the first down and more inside St. Xavier territory to the 39-yard line. Big run that time by Jamie Roberts, and that could be the backbreaker.
Well, that is, and the game has been a game of the trenches. And here Jamie Roberts runs over to the right side of his line. It wasn't as much the blocking, but just hard running by Jamie Roberts that time. Good hard running, ran through tackles, kept his feet driving. For a guy who supposedly had a sore ankle, he's had a heck of a game.
They'll go from the wishbone again. Here's Roberts spinning for more big yardage. Glenn, do you think because St. Xavier's trying to strip the football now that they're not making the tackles?
Well, that's part of it. They're trying to make big plays. On that last series, they really needed to stop them. There was time with a guy like Chad O'Shea to keep throwing the football. Now they're going to have to start stripping the football. You saw them grabbing at Roberts' arm that time, trying to strip the football, trying to make something happen.
2nd and 2 from the St. Xavier 31-yard line. Thanks to our researcher, Happy Fine, here in the booth, statistician Andy Dumsdorf, and stage manager James Green. 2nd and 2. DeCenzi gives for Roberts. He's got the first down as he spins inside the 30-yard line to the 29. Well, we have really enjoyed our stay here in Louisville, Kentucky, our 3rd game on the tour of the high school football, the National Federation High School Game of the Week. Next week, we take you to Kansas City, Missouri. The Jefferson City Jays square off against the Rockhorse Hawklins. Next Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, right here on Sports Channel America. Jefferson City against Rockhurst from Kansas City. Exclusively on Sports Channel America. Check your local listings. And don't forget, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, ranked #1 in the country, take on the Purdue Boilermakers from South Bend, Indiana. 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. A 50-yard line seat for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Right here on Sports Channel America.
My old head coach from University of Texas, Fred Akers, now the head coach at Purdue.
And Jamie Roberts, who had the banged-up ankle. We saw him at practice yesterday, said he felt fine, being attended to now on the sidelines for Trinity High School.
Well, I think I'd go ahead and let him rest because it's first down. There's a minute 53 left. They just want to get the ball, keep the ball on the ground, and run out the clock.
Roberts also has a touchdown, a 19-yard touchdown run to go along with those 76 yards. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of St. Xavier. Minute 53 to go in the ball game. We hope you've enjoyed this one. DeCenzi for Beckman right up the middle. It's 2, maybe 3, and that's it.
Timeout.
There you see Ricky Beckman heading back.
Timeout called by St. X.
With 1:40 to go in the game. Trinity in front, 13-7. Over St. Xavier, battle of number 1 and number 2 in the state of Kentucky. St. Xavier ranked number 1. Let's listen in with head coach Mike Glazer.
You have got to just bust your ass. You understand that? Look, you can make a fumble happen. You can take and strip that ball. Play your technique. Get the tackle. Everybody else get the football. You understand that?
40 pounds, 40 pounds.
Watch the trap and sneak. You're going to be tough inside.
40 pounds, go.
And we'd like to thank the people at St. Xavier High School, Michael Glazer and his staff, and all the administrative people at St. Xavier High School, and also the same for Dennis Lampley, his coaches, and the staff at Trinity High School for all of their help.
Well, you know, you could really sense both of these coaches had a tremendous affection for their kids. They really cared about them as not only as football players, but as people. Coach Glazer said that he didn't have any children, and his football team was his children, and he really appreciated them.
Here's what these two schools are all about besides winning football games. St. Xavier sends 97% of their students to a college. Trinity sends 90%.
That's excellent.
Second down. Here's Sweet along the outside. Gets a couple of yards on the play.
Now they did the wise thing there. He stayed in bounds. That's all they want to do is stay in bounds, keep the clock running.
Unlike your right angle golf swing today.
Thank you very much. Well, we had a little golf match, and Bob almost knocked one in the hole, and he's cocky tonight.
Well, there were some feet, fists, and fury flying today on the golf course, and it comes your way right here on Sports Channel America. The unbridled fury of pro wrestling with the UWF Thrills, then experience the fiery rage of kickboxing, and finally it's the Sports Screen Pro Boxing Tour featuring live fisted battles. For a full night of excitement from the ring, it's Feet, Fist, and Fury, premiering Monday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Sports Channel America. Hey, and the 1990-91 hockey season is rolling right in. October 4th, tune in for a regional doubleheader with the Detroit Red Wings challenging the New Jersey Devils. For some of you will catch the Quebec Nordiques at the Hartford Whalers. Then the Islanders skate against the Kings. It's the NHL season opener next Thursday starting at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, live and exclusive on Sports Channel America. Seems like just yesterday Edmonton was skating around with the Stanley Cup against Boston.
Comes on you quick.
Well, Edmonton without Yari Curry and Grant Fuhr, we'll have to see if they can repeat. Will Calgary rebound? You'll see it all unfold on Sports Channel America this NHL season. 3rd and 4 for Trinity. Ball at the 22-yard line of St. Xavier. Trinity leads at 13-7, minute 27 remaining in the game. Sweet. Stopped short of a first down. That'll set up a 4th down and about 4. Clock continues to move.
I believe St. X has one timeout left, but apparently they're going to hope they can stop them on 4th down and at least have one timeout in case they do hit a big play. They can stop the clock and the ball's in bounds.
Well, they have the arm of Chad O'Shea. Smith out wide on the left side. Derek Blocker, the tight end, on the right. Wing formation. Slot back on the left, and it looks like a delay of game on Trinity.
Good call by Dennis Lampley. He had Craig DeCincy get up to the line, try and draw the defensive line offside with his voice inflection. But St. X held in there tight. Be a delay of game, and now 4th and 8.
Oh, delay of game, White, 4th down.
Well, the real story.
If St. X gets the ball back, they will have about 39, 40 seconds. And I've been in too many football games to say this game's over.
4th and 8 from the 26-yard line of St. Xavier. Roberts, he is short, and on the change of possession, they will stop the clock. 40 seconds is what St. Xavier will have to work with.
There's some amazing things that can happen in 40 seconds, especially if you got a guy with the arm of Chad O'Shea.
And the way these two teams have played, it deserves to go down to a final play.
You're going to see Trinity's defensive backfield about 40 yards deep as St. X comes out in the herd right. 3 wide receivers on the right side of the field, 1 on the left.
Here's O'Shea. Incomplete.
It's incomplete, but there's going to be a penalty on Trinity for roughing the quarterback.
That is the 3rd time that they have done that. That play took 10 seconds.
That's going to move them to the 40-yard line. With an arm like O'Shea, all they got to do is have the ball bounce their way one time. They're in striking range. You don't want something like that to happen.
Well, Notre Dame against Michigan State last week, and what you saw here on Sports Channel America, had a little bounce at the end and was able to beat Michigan State. And
got personal foul, roughing the passer, White.
They're giving O'Shea and the Tigers of St. Xavier some light. If Trinity was to win this game, it would be the first time in this long series that one of the teams won 4 in a row. They've won 3 in a row.
Well, they just got to get all their defensive backs back deep. Do not let the big play happen. Get the ball to the high point, knock it down, whatever you got to do.
They'll work from the eye from their own 40. 30 seconds to go. And Gorder wasn't looking, and that stops the clock with 26 seconds to go.
That was an interesting call there. The ball needs to be pushed down the field. The clock wasn't running because of the penalty. It had stopped it.
Right now, number 12, Devian Logan for Trinity, is 22 yards off the line of scrimmage. Leon Smith in the game, number 48 as well. 26 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. O'Shea for Graven. He'll throw it. Looking for McDonald. Nearly intercepted by Smith.
Now, hence why we see the play earlier.
Right.
He threw the play earlier to try and get the defensive backs to bite up. The wide receiver gets back behind the quarterback. This is a lateral. And because it's a lateral, he has the ability, Gunnar Graven, to throw the ball again. But Leon Smith didn't fall for it. Stayed back there nicely. Good discipline.
Well, Graven's father attended Trinity High School, and he plays for St. Xavier. 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line of St. Xavier. 18 seconds remaining in the game. They need 6 to tie it. O'Shea going for it all. Nearly intercepted. Good coverage, though, back deep by Trinity. Sean Freebert was back along with Devian Logan. They were all back there waiting, and now it's 4th and 10. One more play for the Tigers.
Well, it'll be the same type of play. We called it herd right or herd left down in Miami. You're trying to get 3 guys down the field. Hope you get a tip ball, maybe an interference call. Who knows what can happen? I've seen games won on this play.
9 seconds to go. O'Shea. Intercepted by Smith. Flag on the play.
Penalty right there.
Smith racing. Time expires. Now the game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
The game will not end on a penalty. The wide receiver was interfered with as he was going to the football. St. X is going to have an opportunity at the 35-yard line. 1 play left in the game. No time on the clock. We'll get a look at it here as Chad O'Shea steps up and fires it. But let's look down right on about the 35-yard line. And you see the wide receiver go down right there as he was interfered with. Smith came up with the interception, but Montana did not have an opportunity to go for the football.
There's another look.
Get another look at it from the end zone. The defensive back cut right in front of Montano, and he hit him. And the contact knocking Montano down is going to cause it to be an interference call.
Well, in high school football, they mark it off from the line of scrimmage.
Pass interference, White.
That's correct. It'll be at the 45 as opposed to the 35.
Well, there's no time left. Trinity in the white leads St. Xavier in the green, 13-7. Trinity ranked number 1 in the state. St. Xavier ranked number 2. St. Xavier needs 6 to tie it. And this will be the final play, barring another defensive penalty. 2 receivers out on the left. I formation. Here's O'Shea. Avoids the pressure. This time it's intercepted by Smith. No flags. That'll do it. Leon Smith.
He ought to hit the ground. There you go.
And he does.
There you go.
And Trinity wins for the 4th time in a row over St. Xavier. The final 13-7 in front of 30,000 fans in Louisville, Kentucky. It is the game in Louisville, the high school football game in Kentucky. We now pause for a regional break.
Latest result.